All right, all right. Welcome in. Mount Polumbus Speaks here, live watch party as the Denver Broncos take on the Kansas City Chiefs in the final week of the season. Win and you get in, man. It's been since 2015 since the Denver Broncos have had this week mean something. The last year that I played football was the last time that this week actually meant something for the Broncos. So going up against the Chiefs JV squad, and doesn't have quite the excitement that you would like to think for what this game has to mean. But hell, it's been a long time, so we'll all enjoy this, man. Vegas had the line on this game. I think last I checked, it was at like 10.5 or something like that, which is actually freaking, that's huge in the NFL. Not as big as Baltimore versus the Browns, which was like 18 or something, but 10.5 is an enormous spread. Damn, nice little run right there from Javonte Williams. I'm telling you, this Broncos team, they can run the freaking football. They can run the ball. Now, can Sean Payton stay committed? That's always the question. Interesting to see Javonte Williams get a carry there, though, because Javonte's hardly been getting any carries at all for the last few weeks. Javonte only had 4 attempts last week against the Chargers for 24 yards. Week before that, he had 6 attempts. Week before that, 4. Here we go. Here we go. Touchdown. Let's go. Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims continuing his incredible breakout performance from last week. 37-yard touchdown for the Broncos, and they're on the board. It's been pretty awesome to see the evolution of Marvin Mims, man. Dude, that is a cool play design right there. I dig that play design, man. There was a lot going on. You're faking the screen, you're faking the reverse, then you get the little dump off to Marvin. Nobody runs more wide receiver bubble screens in the NFL than the Denver Broncos do. That's really just another variation of it right there. It's 12 players on D. See if Sean Payton decides to go for 2 here. I would imagine he will. What? Why? Sean Payton doesn't like to go for 2. Hey, I'm going to tell you this. Nobody on the first 15, I honestly think that Sean Payton is one of the best script writers in the NFL. So when you talk about the first 15, for anybody that doesn't know what that means, almost every coach, they script out the first 15 plays that they want to call, and you stay on schedule if you can. But, if it's 1st and 10, you call a run. You get backed up. Obviously, you'll get off your first 15. But in the first 15, I'm telling you, Sean Payton is as good of a play caller as anybody in the NFL. But the narrative out there on Sean is that if you can get him off schedule, off of that first 15, he starts to struggle. But I'm telling you, man, the first drive of games, he genuinely has got it scripted pretty damn good. Appreciate all you guys joining in here on Mount Polumbus Speaks. If you're not subscribed, head on over to my YouTube. The link's in my bio, and hit subscribe. I did not get a chance to see. I'm going to pull it up right now because, what up, dude? Good to see you, buddy. I actually didn't get a chance to see the games this morning, so I'm going to pull up the scores. Do we have anything crazy happen? Oh, the freaking Patriots won. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We have now seen the Patriots blow it. We've seen the Giants blow it. We've seen the Raiders blow it in terms of teams that had the number one pick, and then they got a victory. God dang, they just can't help themselves. So freaking stupid, man. Let's see what the draft order is now. Drew Lock last week after he got the win for the Giants, he threw for like 350, 400 yards or something crazy. And in his presser, he's like, yeah, man, the fans, they just needed that so bad. They're so happy. No, Drew, they wanted the number one pick, buddy. I did see, Jonathan, I did see a bit of the end of the Panthers game there. Why can't I get Tankathon? Unbelievable. I cannot believe the Patriots won the game. Do what you got to do. Did they end up starting Drake May? Anybody know? Damn, Bears beat the Packers too. Bryce Young's been pretty good for sure. They're not looking for a QB anymore. Dude, yeah, Justin Simmons, man. That's a guy that did all the right things for the Broncos for a long time. In my opinion, guaranteed Ring of Famer for the Broncos. He came in like the worst era ever of Broncos football, and then he exits right in time for the Broncos to try to figure it out. That's a bummer for Justin, man. Ball on the ground there. Carson Wentz, according to Andy Reid, is still a starting quarterback in the NFL. Let's find out today. Newsflash, I'm going to break a little news. He's not a starting quarterback anymore. You would think you're going to see about the most vanilla game plan you could possibly get out of the Chiefs today, man. They're going to want to run this clock. They're going to want to get the hell out of Dodge. They're not going to want to give up anything in terms of game plan for the playoffs, but watch out for Andy Reid getting a few like total trick plays in there, because it's a good opportunity for him, man. When you can put 2 or 3 trick plays out there, now once you get to the playoffs, teams got to waste an hour or two studying dumbass trick plays. Do you remember? I don't know if you guys remember, God, what year was it when the Chiefs they were in the same situation? It was the last week of the season. They were resting their starters. They had big-ass Dontari Poe, that defensive lineman. He comes in and runs the Tebow jump pass when they're already up by like 20 points. This should be an ass-kicking, boys. Marvin Mims made the Pro Bowl. Broncos got 3 Pro Bowlers. They got Nick Bonito. They got Pat Surtain. They got Marvin Mims. Zach Allen got absolutely robbed from the Pro Bowl. Zach Allen's the best interior defensive lineman in the NFL right now, and he doesn't make it because the Pro Bowl is just a freaking popularity vote. All-Pro is the far more prestigious award that you could get as a player. But Zach Allen not making it's a freaking joke. Very good argument to be made that Quinn Miners should have made the Pro Bowl. I think, in my opinion, Quinn Miners is the best run-blocking guard in the NFL. He's damn good in pass protection as well. And then maybe you could have made the case for Garrett Bowles. Maybe you could make a case for Garrett Bowles to make the Pro Bowl, but I think that one would have been a bit of a stretch. I totally, with all my heart, believe that Zach Allen is currently the best interior defensive lineman in the NFL, though. The Pro Bowl is a straight popularity vote when Travis Kelce ends up getting the most votes of any player in the worst year of his career, simply because the Swifties had his back. All right, what else happened this morning? Ravens beat the Browns 35-10. The spread on that game was like 18 points. Bengals snuck one out against the Steelers. So the Steelers have the Steelers lost 4 straight games now. Let me look at that. Steelers schedule. One, 2, 3, 4. Damn. Steelers have lost 4 straight games, and they're going to make the playoffs. Talk about limping into the playoffs. Wow. So New England coming into this weekend, they had the number 1 pick. All they had to do was lose the last game of the season, and you get to pick the first off the board. And believe me, the ammunition that would have been required to trade up to that number 1 pick would have been insane, because you've got about 7 quarterback-hungry teams, and there's only 2 first-round quarterbacks. So New England goes from the number 1 pick all the way down to number 4 simply because they beat the Bills today. Idiotic, man. Dumb. Now Tennessee's got the number 1 pick. As it sits today, it's Tennessee 1, Cleveland 2, Giants 3. The Russell Wilson experience with the Steelers, that crashed and burned. How many freaking times a game do we run the wheel route out of the backfield? Got 3rd and 4 here, though. It's 3rd and manageable. Got a lot of options here. Basically, anything you want in your playbook is available at 3rd and 4. As long as you're 3rd and 5 or under, you're in good shape on 3rd down. Bo Nix can run it. You can do anything you want. Oh, brother, Jonathan, yeah, we are absolutely limping into the playoffs also. Even if we win this game, we have limped into the playoffs. Nice little throw right there to little Jordan Humphrey. Sam said we need another speedster on offense to stretch the field with Marvin Mims to open up our running game. I know everyone is in love with Ashton Genty, but I say let's go get an Isaiah Bond out of Texas. Yeah, so the priorities in the offseason, it's not overly complicated, man. You're pretty much set on defense. The priority on defense is retaining the talent that you've got. Offensively, you got to get yourself a tight end. You got to get yourself a wide receiver. You got to get yourself a running back. So in today's NFL, the second highest paid player on any football team is now a wide receiver. It never used to be that way. It would always be quarterback, left tackle, or edge rusher. But nowadays, wide receivers are the highest paid players, so they'll go out and get a wide receiver. A lot of people want the Broncos to go get T. Higgins in free agency. I think T. Higgins is going to stay put there in Cincinnati, so if they want a wide receiver, they're probably going to have to draft one. Oh, he's got to get out there and get that. Ben Powers did a nice job getting out in space. Jalil's got to get that first down. The Troy Franklin Bo Nix connection. We are still waiting on that. It's been an entire year. Hey, Broncos are really not in bad shape in the wide receiver room now. With what Marvin Mims has been able to do, he's been coming on so freaking strong. If he can continue this rise, Cortland Sutton's had a great year. We all love Devon Vele. I don't know why Devon has not been as active in the game plan, but oh, was that a design? I don't think that was a design draw. That's a busted play. We going for this? This could easily be just trying to draw him offsides, call timeout. I'd be surprised. Oh, they are going for it. Damn. So we can't go for two at the end of the game last week, but we're going to go for it in 4th and 1 on our own 40. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Cortland. Nice play action pass. Bo Nix had to get that ball out pretty quickly, too. He had an unaccounted rusher coming off the right side there, so he had to get that ball out of his hands early. If he had just a second longer, he probably would have hit Cortland Sutton in stride there, but nice play action pass. Lil Jordan Humphrey missed the block on the outside. That's where the unaccounted rusher came from. I guess it wasn't unaccounted for. It was accounted for, just Lil Jordan Humphrey missed it. Fake 19, keep right. And we got nothing there. He just runs out of bounds. So they just said Cortland Sutton needs, what does he need, an extra 35 yards or something for $500,000? Yeah, Bo Nix, he better help his buddy out. Play action pass again. Good time in the pocket. Steps up, touchdown. Nice snag by Cortland Sutton. This could be boring here, boys. This game could get ugly real quick. What's Tony Romo talking about? That wasn't that tightly contested. That was a good ball. That was a good decision. Nah, I don't even think I was sneaky, Jonathan. I mean, you go back and look at Cortland Sutton's stats. Oh, here, I'm going to pull it up. I'll pull it up. Okay, so the last month for Cortland Sutton has actually been pretty quiet. He's already got 55 yards in this game, and in the 2 games before that, he only had 50 and 32. But then you look at the stretch of games that he had from, let's see, from October 27th to December 2nd. Cortland Sutton had 100 yards against the Panthers, 122 against the Ravens, 70 against the Chiefs, 78 against the Falcons, 97 against the Raiders, 102 against the Browns. Cortland's just flat out had a phenomenal year. I don't think it's been quiet at all. Now, I guess if what you're referring to is it hasn't necessarily been touchdowns all over the place, I suppose, but he does have 7 touchdowns on the season. He's never been a yak guy. He's never been a yards after catch guy, but he's always been a contested catch, 50-50 ball guy. Cortland, look, is he as talented as a lot of number 1 wide receivers in the league? No, but he's our number 1 man, and I hope we end up giving him another contract. That doesn't mean you can't go out and get more help, but I do hope that we retain Cortland Sutton. He's Bo Nix's whoopee, man. Every quarterback's got a guy. Every quarterback's got a whoopee, and Cortland Sutton is Bo Nix's dude. I mean, even over the last couple of years, so 772 yards in 2023. In 2023, freaking sucked. Russell Wilson was our quarterback. Had 829 yards in 2022. His best year was his second year in the NFL, 1,112. I get it. He's not as dynamic as the majority of number one wide receivers, but he's pretty damn valuable to this football team. I freaking cannot believe the Patriots blew it. The Giants blew it. The Raiders blew it. The Patriots blew it. Lose one more freaking game, you idiots. I'm going to pull up the Patriots box score because I'm curious if Drake May played in the game or not. Because if they played Drake May in this game, they're just absolute morons. Damn. Drake May did not play in the game. They did the right thing. They sat Drake May. They tried to lose the game. And Joe Milton freaking balls out for the Patriots. 22 of 29 for 241 yards and a tutty. Wow. What do you mean by that question? Does he put up DT numbers if you swap their time period? So you mean if he's got the same quarterbacks that Demaryius Thomas had? Meaning he got Peyton Manning? Nah, he's not DT. He's damn good, but he ain't DT. DT was special. DT was Hall of Fame type of special. I don't think Demaryius Thomas is going to make the Hall of Fame, but for a long time he was on a Hall of Fame trajectory. And here we go with an unusual Pat Surtain pass interference. Pat Surtain is currently, according to Vegas, the favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. There's only been two corners in the history of the NFL to win Defensive Player of the Year. Stephon Gilmore was one, and I'm drawing a blank on the other. But if Cortland were to win it, he would only be the third corner ever. Damn, that was almost a dot from Carson Wentz right there, just a little bit too high. What do you mean there, Ghost Lil Peep? I don't understand the question. All right, 2nd and 10. There's a part of me that wants the Chiefs to just score, so we've got a ball game here. I don't want it to be boring for 3 hours. Coop! Jonathan, oh my God. What the hell just happened? Jonathan Cooper should have had a sack. I don't know who the second guy was, but he should have had a sack, and somehow Carson Wentz gets out of that thing. Let me see. Damn. Carson Wentz showing a little magic. Oh, wondering why corners don't win Defensive Player of the Year? Yeah, they just don't have the stats. Yes, that's exactly right. You don't, it's not as easy to tangibly understand a corner's effectiveness. You know, when a corner's got a great season, a lot of times that doesn't come with interceptions. That just means the ball wasn't thrown their way. Pass rushers, it's so obvious when they do good things. So I'm actually surprised that that Pat Surtain is the leader in the clubhouse. Oh, it's Charles Woodson? That makes sense. So Charles Woodson and Stephon Gilmore are the two, and then Pat Surtain would be the third. How about Pat Mahomes not making the Pro Bowl this year? That was pretty wild. Are you asking team sack record? Like what the NFL sack record is for the team? I don't know the answer to that, actually. I mean, I know Strahan and TJ Watt are tied for the single season record at 22 and a half, but I have no clue what the overall team one is. Sam says, in my opinion, Joe Burrow is the best, even over Josh Allen. I actually agree with that. Joe Burrow is a freaking. Actually, Bob, good point. I totally forgot about the scoreboard. I'll get that put up. Joe Burrow is the most dangerous quarterback in the NFL right now. He just happens to play on a team with zero defense. Gee, thank you, Robert. I forgot about my scoreboard. I got to get it pulled up here. What are the Broncos at? I don't even know. Do you know what the Broncos are at right now for the entire team? All right. Chiefs logo. Now I gotta think and do work at the same time. That's a challenge for me. What are the Broncos at? Who's got the Broncos? How many sacks do the Broncos have on the season right now? I know one of you got it. They got 58 before the game. So what you're saying is there's zero chance? Yeah, they're not even close, if that's what it is. All right, Bo Nick's backed up here. Hit Marvin Mims on another wheel route out of the backfield for about the 150th time this season. Gain of 5 or 6. Sorry, I'm over here working on something. All right, what's the score? 14-0. 7-7-1-0. And just like that, we have got a scoreboard. There you go. I got it up and running. If you want to see a 100-yard game, that's going to be at the helm of your play caller. Sean Payton has got to stay committed. Dude, I'm telling you, I go back and I break down the all 22. And if you guys haven't seen it, I post it on my YouTube every single week. I usually do it 2 days after the game. So I'll probably put out the all 22 of this game on Tuesday. Um, but I've been breaking it down, and you can see, dude, this Broncos offensive line, they're freaking good, man. I'm telling you, they're good. They're a talented group. They all got paid a lot of money for a reason. Every 4 out of the 5 dudes is making big time money, and they make big lanes. You've got a running back in Jaleel McLaughlin that is damn good. He's being asked to do too much right now, though, because he's not built to be an every down running back. It's just staying committed to the running game. There's no reason why every game you shouldn't have a 100-yard rusher. I mean that, like every single game. They've got the talent to do it on this team. They just don't stay committed. Oh, I got the quarter messed up, though. Let's see. First. Big time, 35 to 40, 35 to 40 million. Damn. He might be banged up there. Lil Jordan Humphrey is a Sean Payton guy. I'm not a huge fan of Lil Jordan Humphrey. I think we've got other wide receivers on this team that are more dynamic, but once you get in with the coach, man, they will hold on to you forever. That's why I played in the league for 8 years, because I got in with Mike Shanahan. He trusted me. He took me everywhere. Quite frankly, there's probably zero chance I make it for 8 years if it weren't for Mike Shanahan. Little Jordan Humphrey, he's in with Sean Payton. That's a good-looking run from Audric Estime. I know it's only 3 or 4 yards, but I like just get your nose down, fall forward. Anytime you get hit, make sure you land another yard or two forwards. Biggest need in the offseason, well, you got 3 of them. I talked about it a little bit. You got you need to get a tight end, you need to get a wide receiver, and you need to get a running back. Look, the wide receiver is probably the most important of it, but the running back feels like the biggest hole on this team. We've actually got a group of wide receivers that can get it done, but we don't have the most, like, an uber dynamic one. We need a freaking workhorse running back. I think Audric Estime's got a chance to be that dude. I don't know what he's been doing in practice, but Sean Payton has been afraid to give Audric Estime more than 7 or 8 carries in a game. I'd love to see Audric Estime get a game where he gets 15 carries and just see what happens. All right, 3rd and 2. Might take a shot here, and they're going to. Play action pass. We're going downtown. Bo Nix pulled Patrick Mahomes there. I don't know if you guys noticed Patrick Mahomes, every single time he scrambles, when he gets past the line of scrimmage, he always gives the little pump fake. Defensive backs are a bunch of idiots. They fall for it every time, even though you can't throw it. Nice little scramble from Bo Nix. I like the play call from Sean Payton there, though. 3rd and 2. They think you're going to run it, try to pick up just to pick up the first down. Instead, you load up deep play action shot. Nothing was open. I could see the deep end on it. Bo Nix had no choice but to run that thing. I'll be right back. You guys want to know the best chips in the world? Dude, these chips are freaking unbelievable. I crushed the entire bag of this thing. And you guys are going to have to listen to me eating chips on stream. Who's the other rookie? So Bo Nix becomes the second rookie quarterback in history with 10 plus games with multiple TD passes. I didn't know that one. Who's the other one? Sean Payton's being crazy aggressive in this game so far. I wish he would have been this aggressive last week. You know what? We desperately need a tight end. There's no question about it. But I love Nate Atkins. If you like ball and you like watching the nuances, you like watching the all 22 stuff I put out, I'm telling you, this dude, Nate Atkins, he's a football player, man. That dude is an animal in the running game, and he's versatile. You can put him in the backfield. He can play the fullback position. Obviously, he plays tight end. He's great out in space. Dude, when he's coming out of the backfield, finding a linebacker in the running game, that dude lays the wood. Is he dynamic as a receiver? No. But you always carry a dude like Nate Atkins on a football team. Which tight end do you think was going to be the guy? We don't have anybody on this team that was ever going to be a guy. We knew that coming into the season, though. Herbert in 2020 was the other one. That adds up. I don't know why they keep saying the Broncos are paying attention to the Miami game. Who cares? Win and you're in. That doesn't mean jack squat for a fighting chance at it, man, because in today's NFL, you do put tight ends in the game that can't block to save their life. You just put them out there because you like the mismatch that it gives you. When you get those linebackers matched up on a speedster tight end, it can be a problem. But that's what the Broncos are doing with Marvin Mims. They don't have the tight end, but because they keep putting Marvin Mims in the backfield, they get the same mismatch that you get with those wide receiver type of bodies that play tight end. Ooh, Bolsey. I think Bolsey might have got away with the hold on that one. Damn, they called that on us, on Lil Jordan Humphrey? Hold on. Who caught the ball? I thought Cortland caught it. Oh. Well, that was another little pick route there, but that's actually supposed to be legal. You can rub under 3 yards. That's a pretty weak-ass call right there, man. Third and 14. What you got, Bo Nix? A little dump off to Javonte Williams. It's going to go for a first down. There you go, Javonte. Throw your shoulder down and pick that sucker up. It would appear that it's hard to mess this game up. Everything's working. Third and 14, a little dump off to Javonte Williams. Sure, no problem. We got it. He's short. Hold on. I actually don't get that. His left foot didn't go out of bounds till after. Did I miss something there? That sure as hell looked to me like that right foot was in bounds. Did they say they already reviewed it? Because it's under 2 minutes? No. I mean, they barely even gave us an angle on it. Show us the freaking play. Sam, I got to challenge you on that one. Saying you saw Dulcich at Whiskey Row the night before a game. Are you sure it wasn't 2 nights before? Because the night before the game, we're pretty much locked up at the hotel. Maybe you saw him a couple nights before the game, but I'd be surprised if you saw him the night before. Well, Froby said it was a good call then. It was a good call. This is the first live stream that I've got this spam for whatever this thing is that they're spamming us on. That must mean I've arrived now that I'm getting spam. I wonder what the total dollar figure is. How much money is on the sidelines for the Kansas City Chiefs today? All right, 4th and 1. We going. We're going to QB sneak it again? And we do. Dude, how old school is our cadence? Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3. That's like straight out of like JV middle school youth football cadence. Hut 1. First smart thing Tony Romo said the whole game. Quinn Minor should be in the Pro Bowl. Oh, dude, I bet it's more than 80 million. I bet it's way more than that. I can't figure out for the life of me what the plan is with Javonte Williams. Every time I think they're done with Javonte Williams, they seem to feature him in the next game. I mean, Javonte's kind of rolling in this game. Oh, dang it. I just spilled. I'll be back because I'm an idiot. Can't take me anywhere, folks. Just spilled a frickin' Coke all over my keyboard, damn it. Ah! Everything's wet and sticky. Got it on my phone case. It's on my sweats. Gosh dang it, Tyler. Freaking idiot. And now I need a new Coke. All right, what happened while I was cleaning up? Nothing. Oh, they said it was 80 million? I didn't catch that. Well, you know, if it's on 104.3, you can't. Hey, Troy Franklin caught a ball. Hallelujah. Let's go. What a day. We got a day. Troy Franklin caught a ball. And yet another wide receiver bubble screen. Somebody keep count. Of my memory, I think we've already got 4 bubble screens called in this game so far. Somebody keep track. Hut 1, hut 2, hut 3. Our 4th QB sneak in the game. Let's get 15 of them. Are you guys way ahead of me? Nate Atkins catch a touchdown? I know I'm behind, but... Oh. Doesn't get a touchdown. That is a nice little grab for him. Yeah, I should probably get a sippy cup. Congratulations. We've reached 100 messages in the chat so far. I love the interaction from you guys, though. I appreciate it. It keeps it fun. Damn. Again, Javonte. Like, every time I think Javonte's left for dead, dude, he seems to find another gear. I could have sworn they were just done with Javonte. Oh, nice job from Luke Wattenberg. Luke Wattenberg, our center, probably the weakest link on the offense. Not probably. He is the weakest link on the offensive line, but he did a good job clearing some space on that run. Dude, we caught that thing. You got to be kidding me. Devon Vele keeping that sucker alive. Touchdown, Broncos. Wow. Wow. So now here's what they're going to have to watch, though. The dude that hit the deflection, is he out of bounds? I don't know if that matters. If your foot's out of bounds when you deflect it, does that even matter? Oh, he's got the knee down. He's got 2 feet down. So if he's out of bounds and he tips that thing, I know you can't catch it, but if you're out of bounds and you tip it, does that matter? I honestly don't know. All right, I'm going to need the Chiefs to score here just so we can have a football game. Because quite frankly, I don't want to live stream a 3-hour boring football game. All right, now it's commercial. I'm going to go get a wet rag to clean up all this sticky crap I spilled. All right, let's see. Somebody was asking me about. I like him. Is it because I spilled crap? Is it back now? Can you guys hear me now? I messed up everything because of my stupid Coke I spilled. I think it should be coming back in. I hope. Let me know if it's not, though. Well, I'll start that over anyways on Luke Wattenberg because somebody was asking me about it. It's back now. All right. Crap. Can't tell if you guys. Anyways, long story short is I do like Luke Wattenberg. I think he's done a good job filling in. Good job all year long. I like the Broncos' offensive line. It's been a long time since we've been able to say that. There's not a single dude on the Broncos line that I feel like we've got to replace. I'm not sure how Mike McGlinchey's been doing in this game so far today. I haven't been watching him uber close. But matter of fact, Mike McGlinchey, our right tackle, he owned the longest streak for going without giving up a pressure or a sack in the NFL. I appreciate you guys letting me know on the sound. Let me know if it starts acting up again because there's no way for me to know on my end. And if I have issues, I'll start to restart this thing. Oh and 2 on third down conversions today for the Chiefs. You got them at 3rd and 5 here. Broncos probably going to bring pressure. No, they do not bring pressure. They only rush 3, so they drop everyone back. Wow, and Carson Wentz freaking, that's a hell of a catch right there. Or that's a hell of a throw by Carson Wentz. Damn. Yeah, McGlinchey's definitely been our most consistent right tackle in years. You know, he's another dude. Him and Garrett Bowles get hated on all the time, and I get it because Mike McGlinchey is Mick Flinchy and Garrett Bowles is Garrett Holds. I get it. I keep reading all these comments trying to figure out how my audio is doing, but so it's easy to hate on those dudes because they've got big penalties. But if you really take a step back, do like the 500-foot view thing, do they keep their dude off the quarterback? Yes. Do they create space in the running game? Yes. What do you get paid for in the NFL? To keep your quarterback clean. McGlinchey's not as good as Garrett Bowles in pass protection, but he's also a right tackle. And believe it or not, in today's game, the premier pass rushers, almost all of them line up over the right tackle nowadays. Hey, Aaron Rodgers threw a touchdown. Oh, Carson Wentz underthrows that one. I'm not sure if Riley Moss is in the game, quite frankly. I think he is. All right, 39. Do we bring pressure on this one? Last time we dropped back, we only rushed 3. It looks like we're going to drop back again. There's Riley Moss right there. It's pretty good coverage. Riley Moss got exposed last week, I know, but he didn't get exposed. I think, it was one of two things. Either Riley Moss was still hurt or he was rusty. One of those two things. All I know is Riley Moss is a baller. He's been a baller all season long. That dude's going to get paid like a number one corner, but fortunately we got a little bit of time before the Broncos got to make that decision. The only bummer about how well Riley Moss has played is if he continues to play that good, I don't think the Broncos will be able to afford him and Patrick Surtain at the same time. But they got time before they got to worry about that. 4th and 4. Let's go. Samaje Perine, former Denver Bronco. Samaje's happy. That's failing upwards right there, folks. Get cut by the Denver Broncos in training camp and get picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs. Ends up being a regular part of what they're doing out there. What's Samaje Perine's stats on the season? I'll look it up. So it's a good question. Oh, I got a super chat. My first ever super chat. Bob. Thanks, buddy. So someone's asking if we would bring Mayo in if something happens with VJ. I do think keep an eye on Vance Joseph. Keep an eye on it. I've been told behind the scenes, I know I've said this a couple times on the last couple streams, there's some tension behind the scenes. There is. Which to me seems silly because Vance has balled all year long, but the defense has struggled in the last month of football. They have. They were a top 5 unit all year long, and then in the month of December, they went from being a top 5 unit to be ranked number 31st out of 32 teams in the NFL. That's where they were in the month of December. So I would not be shocked at all if there ends up being a change there at defensive coordinator. But I hope they keep him because I think Vance has done a good job. All right. I'll update the scoreboard. Relax. There you go. It's fixed. To be honest, I didn't realize that John Mayo did get fired, though. Are you sure? That's already happened? I don't think you're right. He hasn't been fired yet. Oh, I guess Adam Schefter said that the Patriots are leaning toward firing Gerard Mayo. Why'd you hire the dude? That's what I would ask. I mean, if you're only give the dude one season, why'd you hire the dude? I realize it's been a bad season, but what'd you think was going to happen? You never want to be the dude that replaces the dude. You don't want to be the dude that replaces Bill Belichick. That's not going to go well for you. I thought Vance Joseph was on the fast track to become a head coach again for a long time this season. I would be. He'll get on the circuit. He might get an interview or two this year. Unfortunately, things kind of unraveled a little bit for our defense, and that's probably going to hurt. Oh, they're saying it on the broadcast right now. Gerard Mayo was officially let go. Okay. I guess you know what you're talking about. To me, that's stupid. Why did they hire the dude? If you're not going to give the dude more than a year chance, and listen, I don't think that Gerard Mayo is a very good coach, so I'm not defending Gerard Mayo, but I've never understood teams that fire coaches in the first year. All right, I got to stop touching the microphone. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's being so sensitive. I think it's because of the stupid Coke I spilled. That sucks because this is an expensive microphone. All this equipment is expensive as hell. I just upgraded my microphone too. What I consider going into coaching. So I've actually had 3 opportunities. I've had 3 offers in the NFL to have a job. Now, it'd be kind of low man on the totem pole for sure. But I've had 3 cracks to get in. And every time I get an opportunity at that, it's tempting as hell. But I got young kids, man. My life's a little bit complicated at the moment, and I can't do it, man. Coaching lifestyle is hard. It's not the hours. I wouldn't mind the hours at all. When you're doing something you love, the hours don't bother you, but it's moving every 2 or 3 years, man. Your kids are going to have to live in 7 or 8 different cities. It's a tough life, so I've turned it down every time. I am going to coach high school football next year, though. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to coach at Ponderosa. My son will be a freshman there. So, best team and fit for Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. Well, everything changed today, man. Everything. New England had the number 1 pick. They beat the Bills today, so they dropped down to number 4. So as it stands today, Tennessee Titans have got the number 1 pick. Cleveland Browns have got 2. New York Giants have got 3. All 3 of those teams need a quarterback. So if I'm Shedeur, I would love to go to Tennessee. It's a fun city. It's a great town. They're going to have a brand. Damn, another nice sack there. So there you go. Whoever was talking about the sacks, that's the all-time Denver Broncos franchise record for the amount of sacks. Nick Bonito continuing his Defensive Player of the Year season. Doesn't get the sack, but Zach Allen had 3.5 last week. I don't know if he'll get credited a half on that or not, but he should get a credit for at least a half. I would love it. But anyways, back to the question about Shedeur. I would love to be drafted by Tennessee. Quite frankly, I think that's a far better situation than the Patriots would have been or that New York would have been. And it's just a better place to live. And butt kicker misses the field goal. Remains 21-0. So once you get this close to the draft season, now you're going to start seeing different narratives getting pushed about different players. And Shedeur was like a slam dunk number 1 pick just 2 or 3 weeks ago. I admit he did not look good in the bowl game. That was a rough bowl game for Shedeur Sanders, and he's got some bad habits he's got to get rid of. Shedeur has got to stop backpedaling 15 yards every single time he drops back. But he is still the best. He is still the best quarterback in the draft. So don't listen to all this nonsense that's coming out right now. I've seen a bunch of tweets put out in the last 2 or 3 days from these faceless NFL accounts. Whenever you see an account that doesn't have a face or name on it, think twice about what they're saying. But they're putting out this info that Shedeur Sanders isn't even a first-round draft pick anymore. That's a bunch of BS, man. Shedeur is absolutely going to be a first-round draft pick. Is there a chance he isn't the first quarterback? Sure. Of course there can be a chance. But he'll either be the first or second quarterback selected. It's as simple as that. Everybody's falling for all this BS that everybody's putting out there. Oh, Shedeur's not going to go in the first round. What are you talking about? Guaranteed either the first or second quarterback off the board. Guaranteed. And then for Travis Hunter, okay, so let's play this thing out here a little bit, right? So Tennessee's got the first pick. Let's say they take Shedeur Sanders. Well, Cleveland's got the second pick. Do they need a quarterback? Yep, they sure do. So they probably take Cam Ward. New York Giants need a quarterback. But there really aren't any other quarterbacks in the draft that are worthy of being selected that high. Jalen Milroe declared for the draft at Alabama QB, but that dude can't hit the broadside of a barn. So I could see a world in which the Giants actually end up selecting Travis Hunter simply because there's not another quarterback on the board. But the best fit for Travis Hunter, New England, man. New England by far. They've got the quarterback. They got Drake May. I think New England would let him play both ways. New England's the only team in the top 5 that isn't, well, Jacksonville's number 5. So New England's the only team in the top 4, I should say, that is not desperate for a QB. They got their guy. They like Drake May. What's up, Jesus? Bo Nix, let's go. Oh, we're going to pitch it. We're playing we're playing backyard football right now. I mean, it really wasn't overly dangerous either. That was just a heads-up play by Bo Nix, and now we're going to stay on the ball. We're going hurry up. Was that a forward pass? That's not a... Oh, that might have been. Dude, that actually might have been a forward pass. Okay, so he's on the 32 when he released it, and he caught it on the 30. That is a forward pass. Damn. It didn't feel like a forward pass because he was still behind Bo Nix. I don't think it should be called a forward pass if the dude's still behind you. Is there a momentum rule? Actually, I wonder, that would make sense that there would be a momentum rule. I don't think there is one. Are you just making that up, or is that actually a real thing? You just don't see this pop up in the NFL very often. Yeah, so for Travis Hunter, though, Travis wants to get selected by a team that's already got a quarterback. New England, they got their dude. What's going to be fascinating is what the Giants do. If it stays as it is, and I think it will, Tennessee will be number 1, Cleveland 2, Giants 3. What will the Giants do with the third pick if both quarterbacks get selected? I think it's a forward pass, dude. Yeah, we were just talking about, you probably just jumped off the stream, Davey, but somebody pointed out that Gerard Mayo got fired. I actually hadn't heard that yet. And about 2 seconds later, they were talking about it on the broadcast. I know the Patriots had a crap season, but what were they expecting? What were they expecting? You just lost Bill Belichick. I kind of feel bad for the dude. I thought it was a dumb hire from the get-go, though. The Patriots needed to do a hard reset. When they got rid of Bill Belichick, they needed to get rid of everything Belichick. Forget the Patriot way. Forget it. Get rid of it. Get a hard reset. Get totally outside of the building. Instead, they hired from within. So Gerard Mayo, I don't know if you guys realize this, but he was the head coach in waiting. They had already given him a contract promising he was going to be the head coach when Belichick retired. Dude, if they reach for Milroe at number 3, that would be really a stretch. Why does the ref sound so excited to announce this right now? He's like smiling and laughing. Ed Hockley, his dad, he cost me $15,000 one time getting me on a leg whip. Damn. Bo's rolling right now, but we got a flag. Looks like it's coming back for holding. He's laughing again. Shut up, Hockley. Oh, you got to be kidding me. That is not a hold. That is not a hold. I don't care what anybody tells me. There's legal holding and there's illegal holding. If you've got your hands inside the chest like that, if you've got it right there on the V, that is called legal holding. That should not have been a flag. Damn, nice dot there to Courtland Sutton. That's what he does. That's what Courtland Sutton does. He's a 50-50 jump ball guy. Now you got to get up there and you got to spike that thing. Don't try to throw it. No, don't try to get a playoff. Spike it. Spike it. Spike it, you idiot. That was so stupid right there. And you know what? That's on Sean Payton. Sean's got to get in his head and tell him to spike that thing. Why did we just wasted about 15 seconds? Whatever, it's 21-0. You know, Davis Webb, it's a pretty fascinating story, dude. So Davis Webb was an active quarterback in the NFL. He was the backup quarterback for the New York Giants, and Sean Payton pulled him out of a current active player to come be a head coach. He absolutely had job offers on the table to continue playing the NFL, and he stepped away to be the quarterback's coach for the Broncos on Sean Payton's staff. And from everything I've heard, Davis Webb has been doing a really, really good job. Dude, we've had some terrible clock management. You are not lying, man. All right, 24-0. Got an absolute ass kicking here. Denver Broncos are going to the playoffs. The question now, can you be competitive? Can you be competitive against the Bills? Hey, why the hell not, man? So Courtland Sutton just got himself $500,000, by the way, on that last catch. That he eclipsed whatever he needed to get that $500,000 bonus that they gave him. And that was a check. Gosh dang it. I'm sorry, folks. Hey, let me know. I've got a wonky wire here that keeps falling out on it. So anytime I do go silent, I appreciate you guys letting me know. I got to get this thing fixed. But anyways, that was a hell of a half of football. Broncos are going to the playoffs. They'll play the Buffalo Bills. And the question is, can they be competitive? And I say, why the hell not, man? You know what? You went toe to toe with Joe Burrow. It's a radically different defense. I know it's a radically different team. But if Bo Nix can play like he is in this half, dude, Bo Nix, you don't get a much better half of football than you just got from Bo Nix. 18 to 19, I know you're going up against the JV squad. 18 to 19, 215 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dude, that's a hell of a half of football right there. Cortland Sutton's got 3 receptions for 89 yards. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, I got a wonky wire, Bobo. Jaleel McLaughlin, 7 to 27. He's averaging 3.9. Javonte Williams, wow, that's kind of fascinating. Does this surprise you guys that Javonte Williams has only had 3 carries in this game? It feels like he's had a whole lot more than that, but Javonte's only got 3 touches for 21, but he's averaging 7 yards every time he touches the football. So why don't we give Javonte Williams a few more touches in this game? Audric Estime, like I told you guys earlier, they refuse to give Audric Estime the ball. I don't know why. I would have loved to see Audric Estime get a game in which he gets 13 carries or so. Audric Estime's only got 1 touch for 4 yards. But this game's being played in the air right now. And Cortland's got 3 for 89. Marvin's 4 for 44. Our dude Nate Atkins, who said we don't have a tight end on this team? Nate Atkins, 3 for 25. Nick Benito's got himself a sack. Jonathan Cooper's got himself a sack. They did not end up giving Zach Allen a half sack on that one that I thought he deserved credit for, which is a bummer for him. But whatever, Zach Allen's got tremendous stats. All right, we're off and rolling, folks. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. I usually take a break when we get to halftime. I'll get caught up on all your comments when I get back, but I'll be back when we start the second half. We will don't go anywhere, folks. Appreciate you. All right, and I'm back. Just in time. All right, get caught up in a few of these comments for you guys. Mike Shanahan should go into the media so he can school guys like Bill Cowher, Tony Romo, and Phil Simms. Mike Shanahan would never do media. That is not him. Although I don't know why the hell Mike Shanahan's not in the Hall of Fame yet. And unfortunately, the Hall of Fame has become a media circus. So maybe that would actually help him. It's an absolute joke. Mike does not need to do media to make the Hall of Fame, but sadly, that appears that it's what everybody's doing to get into the Hall of Fame these days. Bill Cowher was talking trash at halftime or something. What'd he say? Oh, Sean's happy. Sean's happy. He's flirting. Look. Sean Payton, look, listen. Well, relative to the first half, I thought, listen, Bo Nix was relatively good to what I thought. So a lot of people are speculating that the Chiefs would actively want to lose this game because they could prevent the Bengals from making the playoffs. I mean, I find it hard to believe the Chiefs are overly concerned about anyone that they're playing. Certainly, Joe Burrow has been the anti-venom to Patrick Mahomes, to the superhero that Patrick Mahomes is. But here's the thing. You could do your best to try to lose a football game by benching your stars, by having a vanilla game plan, and they're obviously getting their asses kicked and they're going to lose this game. But the dudes that are on that field, it's an opportunity of a lifetime for them. They want to ball out. This is their chance to put film out there for their team or the other 31 teams, and they all think of themselves as starters. So those dudes, I promise you, are doing everything in their power. And you can't bench all your starters. Dude, that is pretty crazy that all three of those guys came out of there. Mike Shanahan, Sean Payton, Tony Romo. Eastern Illinois. Another sack. Jonathan Franklin Myers, another beast that we picked up this year because the Jets are a bunch of morons. You guys know why we got Jonathan Franklin Myers? Because the Jets go out and they make a trade for a pass rusher. God dang it, why am I drawing a blank on who that was? What is wrong with me? Jets made a trade in the offseason for a pass rusher. Anyways, whoever it was, I'm drawing a blank. He doesn't end up even playing for the Jets because he wanted a new contract. They don't give it to him. Jets didn't think they could afford both those guys, so they end up trading Jonathan Franklin Myers on the cheap to the Broncos, and Jonathan Franklin Myers has been a great player for us. I've now crushed microwave mac and cheese and chips on this broadcast. How you guys doing on your food during the game? What is wrong with me? Somebody help me out here. Who is it that the Jets traded for in the offseason? Oh, it's killing me. That's a good question, Jesus. If you score a touchdown here, you pulling Bo Nix and company. You're getting dangerously close to that territory. Actually, you probably wait till the fourth. Look, you got to win to get in, right? So they're not going to mess around with it. They're not going. I'd be surprised if I understand the question and I think it's logical, but I would be shocked if the Broncos end up pulling any of their starters until they knew for a fact that this game was won. It feels like the game's won, but you got to win to get in, right? We got Doritos and gas station bean and dip. That sounds solid. I got to try the breaded barbecue cheese strips from Chili's. Okay, that sounds pretty solid. Bag of Lay's chips, wagon wheel. Oh, you got the munchies. Do I eat funny or something? I had a buddy just text me that it's funny watching me eat. Do I eat weird? Wow. Have you guys seen the Skip Bayless allegations? Jeez, I'm not even going to read this on air because it's pretty wild, but. Oh. Or you can stream every NFL game on Mount Polumbus Speaks. You have a beef jerky guy? What does that mean? You got a beef jerky guy with a food truck? That sounds phenomenal. I'm not going to lie to you. Fresh beef jerky is the best. Both teams are going to slow this thing down now. I would imagine the Broncos are going to stop throwing the ball so much. Just eat up this clock. Get the hell out of Dodge. Kansas City's going to be happy to get out of Dodge. You'll be happy to get out of Dodge. Everybody wins. Bo did scramble out of the pocket on that one, but I would say in this game, he seems to be trusting his pocket a little bit more than he had in the last couple games. I thought Bo Nix had regressed in trust in his offensive line the last 3 or 4 games, but he seems to be doing better in this one. I mean, that touchdown throw right there, that was a good example of stepping up in the pocket rather than getting out. Yeah, Jonathan, but this time it's probably the right thing to do. I know it's frustrating to go to the ultra-conservative offense in the second half, but right now, you know what the Chiefs are happy with. You know they're happy to get out of this game alive. They just want to be healthy. I think it's the right thing to do. Well, when you trust the pocket, your feet do slow down. When you're not trusting the pocket, generally speaking, that's when you do get happy feet. Looked like a lot of contact on that route. I mean, that would be an expensive night, Bob. Oh, Garrett Bowles is too deep. They could have called Bowles for being too deep on that one. We don't appear to be doing what I thought we were going to do in the second half, though. We are still airing it out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jonathan. Hopefully, the Chiefs, honestly, it would not be the worst thing in the world if the Chiefs could string together a nice little drive here. Let them meet up 4 or 5 minutes off the clock. Just let that thing tick, 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 baby. Get yourself to overtime. These uniforms do look clean, though. God, those are sexy. I got the old school Dion, by the way. I usually am not the matching jersey kind of guy or matching merch kind of guy, but I happen to have this one, and I happen to remember that they were wearing it today. Samson, come here, bud. Come here. Let's see what else is going on across the NFL right now. Chargers are beating the Raiders 17-10. Chargers are hot as hell going into the playoffs. 49ers are losing 17-20 to the Cardinals. Seahawks are actually beating the Rams, which is interesting. They're up 17-13, start of the third quarter. Bucks beat the Saints today. Bears beat the Packers. Where the hell did that one come from? Did the Packers not play their guys or something? Commanders beat the Cowboys 23-19. Colts beat the Jags 26-23. Eagles over the Giants 20-13. Texans over the Titans 23-14. Panthers snuck one out in what was actually a fun game to watch. It was the only game I got to see much of today, but I got to see a little bit of that Panthers-Falcons game, and it was a wild shootout, 44-38. Bengals barely snuck one out over the Steelers yesterday, 19-17, and Ravens smoked the Browns 35-10. Oh, absolutely. Nobody wants to play Joe Burrow in the playoffs. Nobody. Joe Burrow is the most dangerous quarterback in the NFL. I think there's a very legitimate case for Joe Burrow winning the MVP this year, despite having a team that didn't make the playoffs. He won't win it, and it's probably the right thing. If you don't make the playoffs, you probably shouldn't win the MVP, but I think it's a pretty legitimate case for it. Yeah, I'll do the all-22 for this one. I'll put it out probably on Tuesday. Tomorrow is a little bit more free than it usually is for me on Mondays, so I might even try to get it out tomorrow. But the all-22 will be out by Tuesday. If you guys enjoy watching those all-22 breakdowns, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube podcast. If you're watching on Twitter right now, the link to my YouTube's in my bio. Just hit that hit that link, and go subscribe to my YouTube. I know I say this on every broadcast, but I'm actively trying to grow my YouTube channel, and you guys have been awesome at supporting me over there. I'm super grateful for it. It's growing like crazy, but if you guys would do me a solid, I know we've got like 730 people watching on Twitter right now. If you guys wouldn't mind going over and hitting subscribe, that'd be doing me a huge solid. Yeah, it'll be interesting, though. So Joe Burrow does have two elite wide receivers. What happens with T. Higgins is going to be a huge domino in the offseason. I thought I saw T. Higgins say something about the fact that he'd be willing to take a bit of discount to stay with the Bengals. But he's going to be a coveted wide receiver, and I would not be shocked at all if he backs off those words, because once you get tossed an insane amount of money, it's pretty hard to say no to. Dude, there was a lot of pressure. Kyle Shanahan's not getting fired. Jed York's already made that clear. But there's been a lot of pressure from dumbass 49ers fans that are wanting to get rid of Kyle this year. That's the best defensive tackle in the NFL right now, Zach Allen. Don't listen to the stupid Pro Bowl. Oh, and he almost gets home. Oh, that's not Zach. Who was that? God, the Chiefs. Can you get have they got a first down in this entire damn game? Dude, Jonathan Cooper. So, do you guys know the story about how the Broncos ended up with Jonathan Cooper? Jonathan Cooper was graded extremely high coming out of Ohio State as a pass rusher, but he had a heart issue. I think he had it was either an abnormal heartbeat or his heart was too big or something, and 95% of the teams in the NFL gave him a non-draftable grade because they thought that his heart was going to be an issue coming into the league. And so the Broncos were able to land Jonathan Cooper late in the draft. I think it was either sixth. Actually, I think he was a seventh rounder. I'm pretty sure Jonathan Cooper is a seventh rounder, even though most teams had him graded as a second or third rounder. Nobody wanted to draft him because they thought his heart was going to be an issue. I had a scary moment when I got to college because I'm a big dude. I got a big heart, literally and figuratively. And when I did my initial physical, when I got to CU, they said that I wasn't going to be able to play football because they thought my heart was too big. They thought it wasn't going to be able to function right. I had to go see multiple specialists to get cleared. No dumb question. Would I trade Sean Payton for Kyle Shanahan, hypothetically speaking? Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't think twice about it. Kyle has underperformed. I get it. And he is famous for his Super Bowl letdowns. Kyle Shanahan's flat out a top three coach in the NFL. Nobody does more with less talented quarterbacks than Kyle. If Kyle could just finally get his quarterback, and Brock Purdy is not him, he's kind of stuck with Brock right now because it's good enough you can't get rid of, and he's bad enough that you're frustrated. But if Kyle could just finally get his quarterback, dude, watch out. Yeah, I think it was an oversized heart also, Jonathan. That sounds right. Uh-oh. Jaleel does a good job staying on his feet right there. Almost falls on his own. Uh, I mean, I could see Zach Wilson being a dude that could go to Kyle and get rehabbed, but I don't think Zach Wilson's going anywhere. I think he's staying right here in Denver. I don't know why we've carried three quarterbacks all season long, though. I'll tell you that much. It makes no sense. Very, very few teams in the league carry three active quarterbacks. I don't recognize half these names on the field right now for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have to be the most underwhelming number one seed in the history of the NFL this year. Honestly, Chiefs are probably a team that a lot of teams, like, if they could choose, they might be a team that teams would prefer to play. They're 15-1. I know that sounds insane, and I'm not dumb enough to say that the Chiefs are going to fall off the map this year because you put Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, you got Andy Reid as the head coach, they're going to be a dangerous team. But that is the weirdest 15-1 football team I've ever seen. Damn, we got nothing to go there. Lucas Kroll's another dude. You look at that body and you're like, how is that guy not an incredible weapon at tight end? He's 6'8". He can run like the wind, but we just never throw him the ball. Javonte's been really good in the passing game today. Don't call him Pookie. You don't get to call him Pookie. That sounds weird calling him Pookie. You've been listening to Cecil Lammey too much. That was an interesting play-action pass. Dude, I think that ball was designed that whole time to get out there on that swing route to Jaleel, because if you watch Michael Burton on that, Michael Burton was in full blocking mode from the beginning. Watch number 20 out of the backfield here, and watch how he's blocking the whole time. I think that was designed to go out there. It looked like a check down, but I think that was a design. Yeah, I don't get that, Jonathan. I don't know why we're not running the ball more. Believe me, the Chiefs would be happy to let us run this clock out. Well, I guess we can't run the ball. God dang. What the hell happened there? We had about 4 Chiefs in the backfield, about 3 yards deep. $23 of 25. Damn, man. That's a special game. Oh, that clock. Did that clock expire? That looks close. There's a dart. There's a dart to Devon Vele. I love Devon Vele, man. Devon Vele is the reason why Tim Patrick isn't on this football team anymore. He's a Tim Patrick clone. He's younger, although he's an old, I think he's like a 24, 25-year-old rookie, something like that. He's an old rookie, but he doesn't have the mileage. He's the reason why we no longer have Tim Patrick. Go to Cortland Sutton. Cortland usually comes down with that throw. Oh, no, you're all good, brother. I use Fubo as my subscriber, and for whatever reason, Fubo is always behind. I use Fubo because it gets altitude. That was a really good ball from Bo Nix, though. It was actually a relatively successful run in the big picture for what they have been doing. We got a whole 3 yards. Sean Payton's Red Robin menu right there. So if you guys don't know how that card works, that play sheet he's looking at, the entire game is scripted. 1st and 10, 1st and 7, 1st and 5, 1st and 3 and less. So you got 1st and 10 runs, 1st and 10 passes. You got 2nd and 6 runs and passes, 2nd and 10 runs and passes. Every single situation of the game. Nice touchdown. Nice second effort from Marvin Mims right there. Every single situation of the game is pre-decided, and you've got 2 or 3 play calls for every situation of the game. Man, Vegas had this game as a 10.5-point spread. I thought that was a lot. They weren't even close. You know what? I didn't know how I was going to feel about the Broncos limping into the playoffs the way that they did. They had 3 games left. They needed to win one of the final 3 to get in. They're going to the playoffs. And if you would have asked me 4 or 5 days ago if I'd feel good going into the playoffs by beating the Kansas City Chiefs JV squad, I probably would have said, whatever. At least they got there. But hey, man, at least they're kicking their ass, right? I mean, you're playing a bunch of backups. They're kicking their ass. They're doing what they got to do. Screw it, man. I'm excited. I'm flat out excited about what the Broncos are doing. They look good. They're playing good. We're going to the playoffs. You got to play Josh Allen. That sucks. Whatever. Never freaking know any given Sunday, right? I don't know why, but J.J. Watt bothers me. Maybe it's because he kicked my ass twice. That was a tough dude to block, man. I only gave up 1 sack against J.J. Watt in my career, but he did give me an ass kick at one time. So if the question is, what would you have needed to see to feel good about the end of the season? Yeah, I'd say we're seeing it. I mean, it would have felt a whole lot better if you found a way to beat Joe Burrow, but whatever, man. You're there. Bo Nix, a freaking rookie quarterback, took the Broncos to the playoffs in his rookie season, man. When this season began, there was really only one thing that we cared about, and it really was not the playoffs. The playoffs was just a pipe dream, man. The only thing we cared about when this season began was finding out if Bo Nix could be the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. Well, we all feel pretty damn good about that, and we made the playoffs. Hell of a year. That's pretty cool. Young pup ties Peyton Manning, and they should sit him. I forget who asked. Maybe it was Jesus. Somebody asked me earlier if we're reaching the point that they should pull Bo Nix out of this game. I'd say we've reached it. You've officially reached the point. You should pull the starters out of this game. Cool. Yeah, pull the starters. It'd be stupid to keep any of your top players. Get them off that field, man. No reason to risk injury at this point. Hey, the Chiefs got a first down. Damn, the Bears beat the Packers and Jordan Love played in the game. Weird things happen in the NFL, dude. Justin Strnad has had a few games where he got exposed this year, but all in all, that dude's played pretty damn good football for a guy that didn't play defense in the last 3 years. They certainly were not banking on Justin Strnad being a starter this year, but Alex Singleton went down and he stepped in. For the most part, Justin Strnad has been a very, very pleasant surprise this year. Oh, Jordan Love got hurt in that game? Well, Sam, I don't know why either, but let's hope so, huh, buddy? If Davis Webb and Bo Nix can have a Mike Shanahan, John Elway type of relationship, all right. All right, we got 7 dudes on the line of scrimmage right now. Let's see how many they blitz. They only end up bringing 4, no blitz at all. All right, so we're going to get the ball back. Now, this will be interesting. So if Bo Nix doesn't go in, on paper, Zach Wilson is the third quarterback. Which QB comes in? Hey, shout out. I appreciate you. All it says is Avatar, but I really do appreciate whoever that is that sent $10. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Damn, Nick Benito gets himself another. Hey, that's really cool of you, whoever sent the super chat for $10. Appreciate you. Buy myself a Starbucks. Did you just say Vance Jackson? I think you meant Vance Joseph there, buddy. Can I say something sacrilegious? I don't think Jim Nantz is all that as a football broadcaster. I know Jim Nantz is like one of the greatest broadcasters of all time. I actually don't think he's all that. He's too monotone. Maybe it's a Tony Romo combination. But between the two of them, I just don't think they do an awesome job. Yeah, you're crazy, Bob. You're nuts. You might want to reevaluate that one. Look at how many sacks Von Miller had by year 3 in his career. Yeah, Jim's the man at golf. Okay. Check back in on scores around the league. See if anything crazy is going on. The only real surprise I see going on across the league right now is that the Seahawks are beating the Rams 24-16. Cardinals are beating the 49ers, but I expected that. Chargers are beating the Raiders, but that's actually a close football game. That's a little bit surprising. Chargers only up by 7 points on the Raiders right now. God, if the Raiders won another football game, they had the number 1 pick. What if they found a way to beat the Chargers today? Where would that take them? So as it sits today, because Vegas lost or won another game, they went from the number 1 pick to number 7. So if they won another game, They might drop down all the way to like number 12. Uh I got personal beef with Chris Collinsworth. Here's my Chris Collinsworth story. So I believe it was 2013, playing in Washington, and Robert Griffin Jr. is the Robert Griffin III. I'm sorry, is the quarterback for the Washington Redskins. I'm playing right tackle, and we're playing the New York Giants. Okay, I'm not talking trash about Robert here. He knows this, but he had some of the worst pocket presence I've ever seen in that year because he was constantly trying to escape over the top side of the pocket, right? Well, we ended up giving up like 8 sacks in that game. And I was playing Justin Tuck. Collinsworth puts up this stat that is like Justin Tuck versus the NFL, 0 sacks. Justin Tuck versus Tyler Polumbus and Chris Chester, 4 sacks in this game. So he just starts dogging me in this game, right, for all the sacks I've given up. Well, I get my grade sheet after the game, and all 5 of the starting offensive linemen that game, we graded out at over 90%. I had 0 sacks that were credited to me. They were all credited to the QB. And freaking Chris Collinsworth was just dogging me on national television. I'm like, dude, you got to be smarter than that. Come on. It doesn't take a genius to see what a quarterback's responsible for a sack. Why is Bo Nix in this football game? Somebody tell me this. Why is Bo Nix in this football game? This is stupid. Get him the hell out of Dodge. Last 45 pass attempts, 38 of 45, 84.1 completion percentage. Good for him, man. Collinsworth changed his name to Mahomes. All right, tick, 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 baby. Now everybody just got to cross your fingers and hope and pray that we get out of this thing healthy. Get the frickin' starters off the field, Sean. You've made whatever statement you needed to make. God, that was a bad read. Who ran that ball? Is that Javonte? Dude, there was a perfect cutback lane there. He just barreled his head down and he didn't see jack squat. Sean Eagle, or Sean Payton's ego, what I was trying to say, is getting to him right now. He's trying to make a statement with Bo Nix. I guess we could call him Sean Eagle. Yeah, he's getting extremely greedy. Also, why is he wearing dark sunglasses? Think he's Deion Sanders? Sean ego. That was funny. Sometimes fraudulent slips are the best. Mike again. Mike again. Gosh dang it. Thank you. Thank you. I got to get a new cord. I think this cord got fried when I spilled my Coke. Damn it was brand new too. All this equipment's brand new and I just ruined it. Somebody said the Fubo broadcast is switched over to the Chargers. Not on mine. I'm watching on Fubo. I still got the Chiefs game on. Cord still crackling. I'm going to tell you this. There's no fullback in the NFL that has gotten more carries this year than Michael Burton. That was actually a hell of a run. I'm actually physically holding my cord right now. Hopefully it's sounding clear. We challenge it. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? That's close. I'll be surprised if they end up overturning this one. It was pretty dang close. Well, maybe you shouldn't live in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Sorry, bud. I think I told you this story before, but I played a baseball tournament there when I was in middle school. We went to regionals in Las Cruces, New Mexico. I got an article written in the front page of the Las Cruces paper because I was on the mound that day, and I pitched a complete game. We had a dude on our team named Tyler Rowland. Tyler Rowland hit for a triple, or hit for the, what's wrong with me? What's the word I'm looking for? When you hit the single, double, triple. Anyways, he hit for that, and they gave me credit for the paper. So they gave me credit for all the at-bats of Tyler Rowland and for what I did at the mound. Appreciate you, Las Cruces, New Mexico. The cycle. Thank you. I'm an idiot. Cycle. I don't know who I'm saying thank you to because nobody helped me. And that was cool. Got my first 2 ever super chats, super chat tips in this broadcast. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, most players are internally motivated, man. I mean, there's some players that live through the newspaper. They live through the headlines. Actually, our 2015 defense, they were like that, man. They were looking for anything to offend them all season long. They were looking for somebody to say something stupid, and it fed them, man. I was never that type of player, though. I didn't live off bulletin board stuff, man. I was internally motivated. Ooh. All right, give the ball back to Michael Burton again. Give it to him again. Let him get it. They will. I guarantee you they will. Hot 3. Oh, they don't give it to him? Come on, Sean. Come on, Sean. Give that back to Michael Burton. Let him get himself a tutty. Damn, that's some good blocking right there. Look at that hole. Hey, good job by Frank Crum. Oh, Talib definitely was motivated by that stuff. Damn, Chargers ended up scoring again. I was rooting for the Raiders there, just to see them mess things up even further. So for the first time since 2015, when we won a Super Bowl, Denver Broncos are going to the playoffs. Damn, that was a long stretch, boys and girls. That was a long stretch of football without going to the playoffs. Does it feel that long now that we're back? Now that we're there, does it feel like it's been 10 years? 9 years? Probably not, man. Sam, dude, the football world is so tunnel focused. Sometimes when you've got the bye week, you've got the ability to do something like that. You spend half the week working on your current opponent, maybe a day or two working on the future opponent. But dude, you don't skip over games, man. It's tough. Now, you've always got scouts in the building that are preemptively scouting, but those are like the lowest tier dudes, and they're just doing the grunt work. They're getting the film put into the system. They're putting the labels on the film, so it's easy to sort everything out. So those dudes are constantly scouting in advance. But Sean Payton, nah, he ain't scouting the Bills. The over 40 and a half's in jeopardy simply based off the Broncos. That's funny. Is that what the over under was? 40 and a half? And they could get there without the Chiefs scoring a point? Oh, he fumbles. Tough for young QBs to trust the pocket. Chris Oladokin. South Dakota. I had a teammate from South Dakota named Mitch Erickson, rookie year with the Denver Broncos. Oh, I'll be online again, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Every time I touch my microphone, I get nervous that something's going to go crazy. Hey, I've got a kid. My girl was 1 when we went to the playoffs. She's never seen the Broncos have success. She doesn't have a memory of it. Uh oh. Uh oh. He's trying to do something crazy. Oh, 3rd and 11, and he just runs out of bounds. What'd you have to lose, young man? Toss it up there. Okay, surely we're not going to see Bo Nix on this next drive, right? Surely. Isn't that amazing, man, that we've got kids that are almost to middle school that have never seen the Denver Broncos in the playoffs? My dog is getting some loving right now. It's pathetic. Say hi to Samson. That's Sammy the sheepdog. Sammy, pick your head up. Say hello. Say woof. Woof woof. This guy's 9 years old. He's my best buddy. He's still got a lot of energy for a 9-year-old. This dog sleeps on top of my head. He literally puts his head on top of my forehead. Kind of drives me nuts, but I also love it. Your son was in 4th grade? Shoot, even my oldest, my son, who is 14, he's in 8th grade. He's going to be in high school next year. Even in his life, he doesn't have any real like memories. Like, cause by the time when we won it in 2015, he wasn't old enough to remember anything. So I got a 14-year-old that doesn't even know the Denver Broncos having success. 14 years old. All right, let's hope we get the shutout now. At least we can have that on the Chiefs. We shut them out. How many minutes are left in this game? 6, 7, something like that. 7:15, and Jared Stidham's in the game. And now we're going to start handing the ball off to Audric Estime. Audric Estime got the touchdown when they should have given to Michael Burton. That was BS of Sean, by the way. He should have let Michael Burton get it. But he did get himself a touchdown, and this will be all about Audric Estime on this drive. You know what's interesting about the Broncos? If you listen closely, they use a different cadence in different situations. Every time they've been in a short yardage situation when they do their QB sneaks, they do the hut 1, hut 2, hut 3. And in normal situations, they use a more typical cadence, at least something that I'm used to. Wide 80. Wide 80, said it. Most teams don't have two different cadences like that. Yeah, ready. White 20 set. And if you listen to how they roll it at the very end, they always roll the last color number into the set hut. It's like one giant word. Ready. White 20 set. You never pause at the end of that white 20. It helps your offensive lineman to get off on the cadence. See if we can grind out another first down. Kill, kill. We're going to run to the left here, guaranteed. Watch it, watch it. I'm an idiot. Dumbo Palumbo. Put yourself on the line. We had the safety down on the right. I thought for sure he killed that. I don't know about that one, Jonathan. I think there will forever be an asterisk on this game that Patrick Mahomes did not play. Nobody's going to be talking about this game being a shutout as if it's impressive. Sorry, buddy. I wish they would, but I think you're wrong on that one. They're talking about the Broncos upsetting the Bills in the playoffs, and they'd see Kansas City again in 2 weeks. Look, man, I'm satisfied. I hate to have kind of losers talk here, but I'm satisfied with just making the playoffs. I am. Hopefully they have a respectable showing. Don't get their asses kicked. But this is a hell of a season. No matter there's no way you could look at this season as anything but other than a hell of a year. Bo Nix was an alternate in the Pro Bowl in his rookie year. Now, the Pro Bowl is stupid, and it's a popularity vote, but still, that's pretty damn cool, man. In his rookie year, he's an alternate in the Pro Bowl. Which, no dumb question. Why do you even have alternates for a Pro Bowl in which there is actually no game that is played? Why are there alternates? Oh, yeah, the astronauts in San Francisco. All right, I tell you what, this game, and I'm about tapped out. That was fun. It was more fun than what I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to kind of suck, limping into the playoffs with a stupid win over the Kansas City Chiefs JV squad. But I got to tell you, man, I'm genuinely excited. I'm genuinely excited to be in the playoffs. They did way more than I thought they would today. I just wanted them to have a good showing. They didn't have a good showing. They had a great showing. They kicked their freaking asses. You got a shutout on the board. We'll see if they finish with the shutout or not. I'm sure they will. And now you're going to the playoffs. You got guys that are healthy. This team is more healthy than 90% of teams in the league this late in the season. If you take a look at the Broncos injury report, this is about as healthy of a football team as I've ever seen this late in the year. So do I think they're going to be able to beat the Bills in the playoffs? I don't. But you never freaking know, man. You never freaking know. You got a healthy football team that's motivated. They're young. They're hungry. They got that taste in their mouth. We'll see, man. We'll see. I appreciate all you guys watching. Again, Mount Polumbus Speaks is the podcast for the 900 or so of you guys that are watching on Twitter right now. First off, thank you. Second off, if you guys would do yourself a favor, do me a favor, go hit that link in my bio and go subscribe to my YouTube. You don't want to miss out on the stuff I put out over there. I'll put out the all 22 of this game by Tuesday. So I'll break down the coach's film of this, and I know that's been really popular, so I appreciate all you guys